Hello again. My name is Per Abbott, also known as Marcus Solomon. With this video, I want to show some aspects of construction and assembly of this gadget cache. So what I'm doing with all this pipe is I'm starting to sand it. I want a nice rough surface for the paint to stick better. To highlight some of the construction detail, I also inserted some photos in the corners of the video. I cut a bevel into the end of the pipe so it's easier for the rod to fall into the pipe as you're trying to play the game. I'm also adding short pieces of pipe that I cut to make an escutcheon to sort of make it look cleaner as the pipes go through the board. I had a bunch of leftover cedar planks, so I decided I will make them into a barrel. You can see the top ring of wood, and that's where the plexiglass will sit down against. Plexiglass has 4 strings, so you can pull the rod on an XY axis. In order to keep these things stable, straight, and secure, I made sure that the pipes would bottom out on the actual bottom of the barrel. So once I had made sure that everything is straight on multiple sides, then I would glue a little wooden dowel on the bottom of the barrel. As you can see there through that little hole. In order to make that dowel in the right spot, I decided I'll drop one down into the pipe once I've got the pipe all nice and straight. So a big dollop of glue, drop everything into the pipe, push it down. Sometimes they don't just free fall. With the wood stick, that stick also holds it in place, and I am able to give it a little bit of a twist, because when you glue things down, it's nice to spin it a little bit or move it so that the glue smears in, and then slowly lift up the pipe while holding the wood dowel in place with the stick. And this is just another view of how I manage without slipping everything. Once everything is finished, this is what it looks like. You can see the release mechanism. It's mounted into the barrel at about a 30-degree angle. That's about as horizontal as I can get, and still have the cache container slide out. This trip mechanism you'll see a little later on, and I'll also show it at the end of the video, is one of those toggle bolt lever action mechanisms. The 2 slots that you will see on this perimeter shelf edge is so that I can actually do maintenance. I expect sometimes you're going to have to get into the bowels of your game, so that the pipes are planned to be removable. Platform with all the holes, you can undo the mounts and then slip it sideways and it'll slide out through that gap, because once I have this thing secured to the ground on a post, I won't be able to access it from the bottom. Have a little time lapse of me randomly assembling all the pipes into the bottom of the barrel. I thought it was fun to do and kind of fun to watch. The area that's right above the release mechanism is the only area where I won't be able to have the pipes go down to the bottom of the barrel, which is that 8 inches. And those are short pieces of pipe cut, and I had glued a bottom on those just so that the rod won't happen to get trapped or tangled as it fell through into the free space of the barrel. So you put 2 strings in each hand, and then from that you'll figure out how to move yourself around so that the strings are moving on the XY. The idea is to try and lift it up and navigate it so that you can end up in the pipe, and again trying to figure out which of all those pipes is the one that has the trigger on the bottom to release the cache mechanism. For shits and giggles, I dropped a few springs into some of the pipe so that when the rod bottoms out, it can bounce, just to kind of add a little bit of fun as you're trying to work your way through the puzzle. As you can see how it bounces kind of energetically. I found some not too stiff springs, so I get a good lively bounce. In the next target, you'll see me trying to drop it in, and this pipe happens to be very shallow, so of course you'll see that the rod doesn't go down very far. Now, not to give things away, where I drop it into the next pipe is actually not the release mechanism pipe, so there's no point in trying to take notes as to where you're going from. I'm not showing you which side is the release. So there's the container. This particular release mechanism is made with a 2-inch piece of pipe, so I can have a 1.5 inch PVC pipe as my cache container. And here is the example of how I take a 3/8 toggle bolt and a little bit of metal strapping. So thank you for watching, and I hope this inspires you to make something similar.